8.4, the two things we're going to talk about are binomial coefficients and expanding using Pascal's triangle. So this formula is super important. You guys need to have this written down somewhere so when you go to do your problems, you know exactly what the formula is, what it looks like. What I need to see from you when you go to do these problems on your test is like this, all right? When I'm looking at this first problem, 12 is my n, 8 is my r. Agreed? So I need to see from you guys 12 factorial, 12 minus 8 factorial, and then 8 factorial. I need to see that you understand what the formula should look like. Then we have 12 factorial. What's 12 minus 8? That's 4. You don't need parentheses. 4 factorial, 8 factorial. Now, we do not multiply those two together and get 32. It does not work like that. So make sure you guys are paying attention. You understand that. I now need to see how we simplify. So I have 12 times 11 times 10, 9. I'm going to stop at 8 factorial. The reason I stopped at 8 is because I have an 8 factorial on the bottom. So I'm going to write 4, 3, 2. Do I need to write the 1? Yes or no?
No.
No, I do not need to write the 1. So at this point, you guys can just give me your answer. That's fine. I'm going to keep going through just so you can see. But at that point, you can just give me your answer and say, okay, here it is. But I like to cross cancel throughout here. So 2 goes into 10 5 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. And 4 goes into 12 3 times. You guys agree? So when I multiply this together, I have 3 times 11 times 5 times 3. 495. Do you guys get the same thing I did? Same thing. I'm going to run through this quickly because this is very basic, but I want you guys to understand this is my n, this is my r. So you're going to show me 12 factorial, 12 minus 11 factorial, and then I have 11 factorial. Questions?
No.
Okay. So, show me again. 12 factorial. 12 minus 11 is 1 factorial. Then I have 11 factorial. 12 times 11. I'm going to stop at 11 factorial because I have an 11 factorial on the bottom. 1 factorial is just 1. You don't have to write it. So, you have 11 factorial. This crosses out, and my answer is 12.
Nice.
We good?
Yeah.
All right. Do I have any more of these here? Okay. These are written a little differently, but same thing. This is my n, this is my r. So I have 12 no idea why I wrote 12. 21 factorial over 21 minus 21 factorial times what? 21 factorial. Agreed?
Yes.
21 factorial over 0 factorial times 21 factorial. Well, what is 0 factorial?
I actually don't. I don't remember.
It's 1.
It's nothing, right?
It's
Oh.
1, not nothing. And then what happens when I have 21 factorial on the top and 21 factorial on the bottom?
They cancel out.
And become
1.
1. Not 0, becomes 1.
Got it.
Okay? All right, I think I have another one up here, right? Yeah, I got 2.
Oh, there's 2 more.
Okay. So, my iPad's acted up. N and R, agreed? So I have 90 factorial over 90 minus 2 factorial, 2 factorial. 90 factorial, 90 minus 2 is 88, right? And then 2. So simplify a little more. 90 times 89 times 88. I'm going to stop there. 88 factorial. And then I have 2. Do I have to write 2 times 1? Do I need to write 2 times 1?
No, not the 1.
Can I? Yes. Do I have to? No. So my 88s cancel out. I'm going to cross cancel in here and say 2 goes into 90 45 times. And then I'm going to multiply 45 times 89. And get what? 4,005. Big number. Who cares? Same thing here. Here's my n. Here's my r. So I have 32 factorial over 32 minus 3 factorial. 3 factorial. What's 32 minus 3?
29.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, what is wrong with my iPad? 32 factorial, and then I have, no, sorry, I meant to write that out. So I have 32 times 31 times 30 times 29. I'm going to stop there because I have one on the bottom, and then 3 times 2. Cancel my 29s. I'm going to say 3 goes into 30 10 times. And I'm going to say 2 goes into 32 16 times. Now again, if you didn't do that, no big deal. You can just multiply it all. But I have 16 times 31 times 10. 4960.
4,960.
Perfect. All right, questions on that? Anybody? Stop me now. Okay, so now the second thing is when we're going to expand using Pascal's. Do what?
No, it's fine. Go on. It's nothing.
Okay, we're going to expand using Pascal's. So let's remind ourselves. Oh, wait, I forgot one down here. Sorry. N and R. So 12 factorial over 12 minus 5 factorial, 5 factorial. 12 factorial over 7 and 5 factorial. 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7. I'll stop at 7 because I have one on the bottom. And then 5, 4, 3, 2. So my 7s will cancel out. All right, 2 goes into 8 4 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 3 times 11 times 2 times 3 times 4. 792. Questions?
Nope.
We're good? Okay. So now we're going to do Pascal's. All right. Pascal's, you guys have the triangle in front of you. I'm going to do a bunch of these just with you so you guys have it. And then you guys, this is just practice. Most of these should look really familiar because they were on your web assignment last night. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have my triangle up here. I don't know why I put it up there, but we are looking at the fourth row. So what is the pattern for the fourth row?
1 4 6.
1 4 6 4 1. Okay, so I'm going to write 1 4 6 4 1. My first term is x, so my x's go here. My second term is positive 1. And now I do my exponents. So I start with the highest exponent on this row. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This becomes a 1. Then I start with 0 and I move up. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you notice, you should start with the highest exponent and end with the highest exponent. And what I mean by highest exponent is whatever you're raising it to. And now we multiply down. So 1 times x to the fourth is x to the fourth. 4 times 1 times x cubed is plus 4x cubed, right? All right, so then 1 squared is just 1. So 6 times 1 is 6x squared. 1 cubed is 1. So 4 times 1 times x is 4x. And 1 to the fourth is 1. So 1 times 1 times 1 is positive 1. And that is the work that I need to see on your test in order for it to be correct. Nobody can look at this and just do it in your head. You shouldn't be in my class if you can do that. All right, let's look at this now. What row is this? What row am I looking at?
Fifth one.
The fifth row. Tell me the pattern for the fifth row. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. That's on our triangle. You guys can have that. So your first term is what? What's your first term, guys?
Y to the fifth, or y.
So y, y. What's my second term?
-2.
-2. Put that in parentheses. Because when you square and cube and all that negative numbers, the signs are different. Guarantee you on your answer choices for your test, they're going to have two of the answers that look exactly the same, but the signs are different. So just pay attention. So this second row, I'm going to start with 5 and go down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. This becomes 1. I forgot -2 here. And then I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now at this point, I like to simplify a little bit before I do my multiplication. It's up to you, but I like to simplify first. In the y row, is there anything that I can simplify? No. But in the -2, I can. -2 to the first power is -2. -2 squared is +4. -2 cubed is -8. -2 to the fourth power is +16. And -2 to the fifth power is -32. You guys all have a calculator, so you are able to do that. I would just get it out of the way first. So now all you're doing is just multiplying down. 1 times 1 times y to the fifth is y to the fifth. 5 times -2 is -10, and then you have y to the fourth. See that? 10 times 4 is +40, then you have y squared. Just kidding, y to the third, sorry. 10 times -8 is -80, y squared. 5 times 16 is +80, and then you just have a y. And then 1 times 1 times -32 is -32. Questions? This is easy, guys, if you just take your time. As you get coefficients and numbers get bigger, okay, I agree, it gets a little more difficult, but you guys will be fine. Like this one. This one's a little gross because we have coefficients with both of them, but let's just work it out. Fourth row, all right? What's the fourth row? What's my pattern?
1, 4, 6, 4, 1.
1, 4, 6, 4, 1. I spaced this one out because we're going to need a little bit of room. So my first term is +4x. 4x, 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 4x. I told you guys, when you have coefficients, put it in parentheses, because when we have a exponent, we need to distribute it to the number and to the letter. So down here I have 8y, 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 and 8y. So now let's get our exponents and then let's simplify a little bit. So I start with 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cross that out and put a 1. I start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross that out, put a 1. Notice, guys, how in the second row you started with the exponent you raised to and went down to 0. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The last row you start with 0 and you ended with the number that you're raising to. So now remember, this 4 goes to both things. So 4 to the fourth power is 256, correct? So 256x to the fourth. This 3 goes to both. So 4 cubed is 64.
64.
And then I have x cubed. This 2 goes to both. So it's 16x squared. This 1... What is wrong with my iPad? This 1 goes to both, so it's 4x. Hold on one second. I think I just need to turn it off for a minute. And then I just have 1. All right, now I'm going to do the next row. And I'm going to say this 1 goes to both, so this is 8y. This 2 goes to both, so it's 64y squared. This 3 goes to both, so 8 cubed is 512y to the third. And this 4 goes to both, so 8 to the fourth is 4096 y to the 4th. Numbers are big, but that doesn't matter. You guys have a calculator. So in this first row, I'm going to multiply down. I'm going to say 1 times 256 x to the 4th is 256 x to the 4th. Now I'm going to say 4 times 64 times 8. So 4 times 64 times 8. 2048, right? Then I have x cubed, y. Now I say 6 times 16 times 64. 6 times 16 times 64. 6144. X squared, y squared. So now I have 4 times 512. So 4 times 4 times 512. 8192. X, y cubed. And then the last one I have is plus 4096 y to the 4th. So check. Look at your exponents on x. X goes 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, correct? Y goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 in your answer. Big numbers, but it doesn't matter. The problem, you still work it out the same way. You guys have a calculator, you should be just fine. Questions as I go through. You guys have any questions for me? Okay. What do we have? 2 more? Okay, 2 more. All right, 5th row. What's my pattern for the 5th row? It's a long one. What's my pattern for the 5th row, guys? 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Remember, you have Pascal's triangle in front of you, so just make sure it's in front of you. 4x is my first term. Put it in parentheses, please. Negative y is my second term. Put that in parentheses. All right, and now we're going to do our exponents, and then we're going to simplify. So my exponents are going to be, starts with 5, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Cross this out, put a 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cross this out, put a 1. Everybody with me? Okay, now we're going to distribute our exponent. So 5 goes to both of these. So it's 4 to the 5th power, which is 1, 0, 2, 4. And then I have x to the 5th power, so that's gone. 4 goes to both. So 4 to the 4th power is 256, 256, x to the 4th. This goes to both, so it's 64x cubed. This goes to both, so it's 16x squared. And this goes to, this goes to both. So it's 4x. And then I have 1. All right, now we got to be careful here. Negative y to the 1st power is just negative y. What's negative y squared?
Y.
Positive y. Good. What's negative y to the 3rd power?
Negative Y.
Negative y. What's negative y to the 4th power?
Y.
Positive y. And the negative y to the 5th power is negative y.
Negative Y.
There you go. So now let's multiply down. 1 times 1024 times 1. 1024 x to the 5th. Right? So 5 times 256. 5 times 256 is 1280. Right? Okay, so I have times then negative y. So it's negative 1280 x to the 4th, y to the 1st. So 10 times 64 is positive 64. I have x cubed,
Oh,
y
wait.
squared. Huh?
640?
Yeah, oh my bad. I forgot to put the 0. Huh, thank you. Thank you. So the next one I have 10 times 16, which is 160, but I have a positive x squared and a negative y.
So it's negative 160.
Negative 160 x squared. What?
Y. Right? That sounds right.
Yes. This shouldn't be squared. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. I forgot. The exponents stay on it. This is positive. Yeah. Negative. Yeah. No. Hold on. This is squared. This is y to the first. This is...
First one is...
Yeah. This is squared. This is to the third. Okay, so now I have 5 times 4, which is 20. And then I have x, y to the 4th. And then I have minus y to the 5th.
Yep.
Notice, guys, when you have a minus sign in the middle, your signs alternate. You guys see that? That's something to look for on a multiple choice question. All right, last one. This one looks a little different because the variable is second. Doesn't matter. What is the pattern, ladies and gents, for the third row?
1, 3, 1, or 1, 2, 1.
1. Let's look. Oh, I'm about to throw my iPad through the window. Third row.
1, 3, 3, 1.
1, 3, 3, 1. You guys need to have that in front of you. 1, 3, 3, 1. First term is 5. Second term is what?
Negative 2y.
Negative 2y. And now, what's your exponents? Start with 3, so 3, 2, 1, 0. This becomes 1. Start with 0, 1, 2, 3. Now let's simplify a little bit. What's 5 to the third power? 125.
125.
What's 5 squared? 25. 5 to the first? 5.
5.
Okay. So this goes to both. So you have negative 2y. This goes to both. You have positive 4y squared. This goes to both. You have negative 8y to the third power. And now we multiply down. What's 1 times 125 times 1? 125. 3 times 25 times negative 2. 3 times 25 times negative 2 gives me negative 150 y. 3 times 5 times 4. 3 times 5 times 4 gives me what?
60.
So plus 60y squared. 1 times negative 8 is negative 8y cubed.
Okay.
And that is it.
GG, easy.
It's not bad. It's not horrible. It's just a matter of making sure you know the pattern, making sure we remember to distribute, making sure that we multiply correctly, okay? On your test, guys, I'm going to stress again, it is so important that you show your work. If you are not showing work, you are not getting credit if you get the answer correct. Does everybody understand that? Yes? Okay, that's very, very important that you guys remember that. Very important that you remember that. You're going to have questions from 8.1 to 8.4. You guys will have to show work, meaning the last question says, upload your work. You can either do your work on Notability, like screen, split screen. You can do your work on Notability and upload that way, or you can do it on paper and take a very nice picture, nice and clean. If I cannot read it, I'm not going to email you and be like, hey, I can't read your work or something like that. No. make sure that I can read it. It's probably best to do it on Notability.
Okay.
That'd be my